Today we fly with Qatar Airlines. I'm handed a dummy as I relax in the best business class seats in the world. It's the Qsuite on Qatar Airlines. Let's now jump to Milan and get on board.
Welcome to Milan Airport. We are through customs, we are through and now heading to our flight, and we board a plane to Doha. We're flying economy for the first leg. The second leg, well, we're going to get onto the plane, take off, land, and then I'll explain what's happening in Doha. In the meantime, voiceover man will tell us what the route is today. So over to him.
Today's journey with Qatar is taking us from Milan here in Italy to Adelaide, Australia via Doha. A total time of 21 hours in the air. The first leg is in economy down to Doha, with the last leg in business class in the flagship Qatar Qsuites. Unfortunately, we had a video and microphone malfunction that became apparent on the flight to Adelaide. As a result, the video of the lounge was lost, so instead it's me walking through the airport to the bear. This is a lesson for me. Don't mess with the settings when they're working fine.
13-hour flight to Adelaide, so hopefully get some rest and some sleep, and that eliminates some of this jet lag that could be upon us when we arrive into our final destination. Let's check out the Big Bear. And it is 25 years celebrating here with the Big Bear.
After checking out the bear, this is what awaits us at Gate C12, the Qatar A350-900 with Qsuite set up in business class in a 1x2 configuration with forward and rear facing seats. For me, I'll be in a rear facing seat. This is a first. For the next 13 hours to Adelaide, it's going to be sit back and enjoy the ride.
Welcome to the Qsuite here on Qatar Airlines. I'll go through and run through how this all set up later on, but I'm just getting myself set up at the moment as well, so looking around trying to figure out. The major thing is, for me, I'm rear end facing, so this is a brand new experience full stop. One, being in business class, and two, having a rear end facing trip here. So it's going to be a different kind of feel, especially at takeoff, and I'm really looking forward to that takeoff to understand what it's like as well. Setup is great, huge screen, windows we've got alongside me. The seat is very comfortable, very happy with this seat so far, and as I said, as the flight goes on, we'll do a review of it as well. So jumping on board straight away, we are given our blanket for the night. Toilet seat is the complimentary Going Places Venice pillow, and another pillow as well alongside me, so there's two pillows. Also, we've been given from the pyjamas. As I'm a non-drinker, it's only orange juice for me. Anyway, Prost, enjoy this trip.
Cheers!
So it is a very weird feeling going backwards on the runway at the moment. We're about to take off in just a second. It's still kind of getting used to this feeling at the moment. I can see the wing out this window, and I know in my head we're going that way. Yeah, this is a very strange feeling, but let's see how this one goes at takeoff. I am looking forward to this.
Shortly after leaving Doha, dinner has been served. On arrival into our seats, the air hostess asked us which dinner options we would like. For me, I've gone for the soup, steak and ice cream. This all comes with an assortment of breads to nibble along the way. Before the cauliflower and coconut soup was served, it was time for some cheese with bread. This was a great starter for the meal ahead. The cauliflower coconut soup was delicious and I could have easily downed another serve. This was definitely an 8.2 out of 10 serving of soup. Next up was the steak. Lacking in presentation, all the colours kind of blended in. The steak, however, was divine, cooked perfectly and how I like it. A medium raw steak served with some tomato sauce. Yes, I put tomato sauce on my steak, and I'm going to wait for the comments to light up about how you can't have tomato sauce with a steak. Overall, it was a 7.2 out of 10. To finish off dinner, it was served with pineapple and vanilla ice cream. A perfect finish to a meal 40,000 feet in the air above the earth. Ice cream is ice cream. 7.5 out of 10 is what I rate this ice cream, and I must say, I do prefer my pineapple on a pizza.
Rightio, so the bed's getting made up at the moment. I thought I'd check out the lavatory in the business class area. The Qsuite, it's nice and big actually, it's nice and spacious. I'm not used to this size. Full face mirror that way and that way. I turn back around there, and there is also one on the door. I'm going to get changed into the PJs and also go and spend a penny. And then my bed's getting made up at the moment as well. So whilst that's getting made up, I'm getting changed. I will see you in just a moment. And just like that, we're now back in PJs, ready for bed. Let's do a quick tour of the business class Qsuite bathroom as well. As I said, full-size mirrors here, here, and here. Normal loo, nothing special about that. That's the change table, so that comes down to change the baby. Fantastic. Sinks. We do have the fashionable hand lotion, more hand lotion, tissues, a kind of a studio suite there with the lights, rubbish bins, toothbrushes, you name it, everywhere here. So you get a toothbrush and help yourself to a toothbrush. And do that one, and more tissues and cups. That's how it is. I'm done all that now. It's now time for bed. I am not the tallest of people, and this is a great size. This is a great size bed actually. Show you my toes. So feet down there in the shadows. I've still got plenty of room. I can't actually touch. I'm fully stretched out. I can't touch the end of that, which is great. Screen's there. I need to do two things before we go to bed, which is shut that screen and shut that screen. And the reason for that is because when I hopefully wake up, there'll be sunlight outside. But we're now in bed. Just woken after about 6.5 hours sleep. That was pretty solid sleep as well. I woke 3 times just through the little ding for the door on the Qsuite was opening just with movement with the plane. A couple of times I heard that, and that's why I woke. But overall, it was a solid sleep. It's not the comfiest bed I've been on, but hey, if I'm getting 6 hours worth of sleep, stirring only 3 times, I'll take that any day of the week. Any day of the week, I'll take that. So that's the sleep done. Now let's get up, get out of these PJs, go back into normal clothes, refresh myself, ask for some breakfast, and then I think it's about 3 hours left in this flight. It's about 12 o'clock, I think, at the destination in Adelaide. So I'll crack open a movie and yeah, just sit back and relax up here. But I think it's now time to refresh myself, get out of these clothes and get a drink as well, because I am very thirsty.
On board with any business class flight around the world, you are supplied with an amenities kit, and this one is by Diptyque, a French company, and it comes in a stylish leather vegan bag. And what's inside, you ask? Easy, an eye mask, and it actually fits really well and keeps plenty of the light out. This is actually one of the best I've received, and I have used it again in my travels. We also have a very nice scented perfume, 34 Boulevard Saint Germain, which has a cinnamon rose scent, plus your earplugs, your socks, and it's also finished off with some lip balm, face cream, and body lotion that has a scent of orange blossom, if you like that kind of thing. That's the amenities kit on Qsuite. Now it's time for some breakfast, which was a serving of cornflakes. This was followed by a traditional Arabic breakfast as recommended by the Qatar staff. And when you're 40,000 feet above the world, why not try something different?
So what we've got here is the traditional Arabic breakfast with pita bread. No idea what this is going to taste like. Hey, when you're 30,000 feet above the great round land of Australia out there, why not give something a try? Pita bread looks great. It's real spicy flavour. Wow. It's nice, but I don't know if I can eat it all. And that is spicy flavour. I don't know what it tastes like. It's different. It's something I wouldn't really eat. I can't rate that because I just don't know what you rate it again. It all tastes nice, but I can't give that a rating. And I'm not going to. I'm not even going to try it. Let's just go back and enjoy some breakfast.
Checking out the seat and the features here on the Qsuite, alongside me is the extra area for someone little or big to sit. This also has the ability to rise up or down using the buttons at the front, and it all depends if you want someone to sit in it or use it as an armrest. For us, it was perfect for little miss to sit back and enjoy the ride. The extra seat also adds extra storage space, and it's where when you jump on board you find a bottle of water and also the headphones. Above the extra seat armrest area you'll find a coat hook. Alongside that is the button for the reading light, and the reading light can be swiveled into any position you like. To shut off the world in your space you'll find the sliding door. This was awesome for us, as we were able to confine Little Miss to our seating area, which gave her the space to move around without annoying other passengers.
So alongside me is the control panel of this 10A seat in Qatar Airways Qsuite. And we've got all the normal features, so the seat buttons there to reduce the seat to go lie flat, which we'll show later on in the video. USB, most important, so I can keep things charged. Another USB, so I can keep more things charged. Power outlet, and then the controller for the screen. And you've got the screen, which is a touch screen in front of us as well, so I can go Dutch, English, or now I've done it with Dutch, so I need to go back and flick that to English. So there's the entertainment screen. That is cracker screen there. And you've also got, as I said, that little control panel here that controls that screen. As you can see, all the same information. Pull that out and you can control what you want to see on screen. If I press the buttons together, you will see the screen flick.
If there was one criticism of this whole setup here in Qsuite, it's when the table is fully down in this position. The access to the screen right now is more than an arm length away. So to access it, I need to have the remote. However, you can't get the remote out when the table is down, as it covers that section. This isn't an issue when you're not eating, because you can just flick the table up. But as soon as you're eating, the table is covered with the tablecloth and all the food. So you need to remember to have the remote out, or you might be stuck.
Just out there is Australia. Big brown flat land. It's there. That's yours. Rest.
The headsets that I'm wearing here are the ones that are handed to you in business class. They do muffle out the sound. They're not 100% soundproof, but they did the job and very comfortable to wear. As this journey is coming to a close, it's a great time to reflect on the last 20 hours flying with Qatar. Both flights today have been really enjoyable and smooth. From the airport staff at Milan to the trip down to Doha, they were great, friendly, and assisted us with little miss. And again, like the flight to Europe, we've got the link below, she was offered the little kids plaque, which includes the blanket and texters. For the flight home, 13 hours in the sky, we purchased the business class seats. The total price for this flight was approximately 4,500 Aussie dollars. For us, this was money well spent, as we were able to give ourselves the extra space, rest and comfort that a business class flight offers. Qatar Airways Qsuite staff were awesome. Throughout the whole flight, they were responsive to our needs, friendly and went above and beyond. We were lucky that the flight to Adelaide in business class wasn't full, and the staff were over accommodating. They moved the other half and little miss to a middle seat and created the double bed for them, so they had a massive sleep that night. It was an awesome flight with Qatar and would highly recommend anyone flying with them anywhere in the world. And to sum up the service going above and beyond on this Qatar flight, an hour out of Adelaide, I was asked if I wanted to move to seat 3A, as it would be an unrestricted view out the window of the city as we flew above it on the way into the airport. I just couldn't say no. This is a very weird feeling coming in backwards over the city. "24 hours ago, we boarded that plane from Milan. We stopped in Doha for 4 hours. We then jumped on that one that just brought us to Adelaide, and we have arrived in Adelaide home. We're home. I hope you enjoyed that flight on the Qsuite as much as we did. That was awesome. Those seats are amazing. Those little areas are just insane. We made it home. And it's now time for me to turn this video off because we're about to go into customs. See you on the other side.